Why do you hate me, Mr. Potter? I'm putting in another school resource survey where I say the only teacher I hate in this was you.
Okay. You know what my secret is? I know you're smarter than me, and I'm at peace with you.
What?
I know you're smarter than me.
You have a college degree, though.
Okay. So what we're doing is we're continuing to sort of explore the Middle East, and I'm now showing you a map. This is a map which represents the way the world should be according to other people that live in other parts of the world, right? They look at, and you and I look and say, well, that's Iran, and that's this thing called Saudi Arabia, and there's Israel, and there's Egypt, and that's because you and I have a view of the way the world should be. That includes these things called nations. But there are other groups, other entities that view the world. I will wait now. Can this table handle it?
No, the one behind.
Just give me the thumbs up and I'll keep teaching. Do you mean it this time? Is it sincere? I just heard you say you meant it. Okay. Religious based, right? A caliphate, one entity. And this entity has no room for people that have different religious beliefs. So it is dominant. If you're wondering what the color schemes mean, it's because this has historically existed. This was a caliphate that existed about 1,400 years ago, and another caliphate that existed at certain times. Well, they want to recreate.
I mean, they let you be Jewish or Christian. They just taxed you for it.
That's true. It was quite tolerant actually back then. Yes, go ahead.
What was the capital of the caliphate?
First it was Baghdad, and then moved it to Damascus.
Okay.
Well, first it was Mecca, then Baghdad, then Damascus, I think.
As I've shared with you before, it's a Sunni-dominated area, and it's one group of Muslims targeting another group. Of course, you Christians and Jews and non-people, you're certainly part of it. But Muslims dominate this area, so of course they're going to focus on that. This is a chart which shows, like, well, how is this thing called ISIS or ISIL, how is it organized? And the important thing is, I don't really care if you know that they have 9 councils and this many governors and a central leader and government. But the point I'm trying to make here is that it is an organized entity. It has a bureaucracy. What a bureaucracy is replaceable offices. If you take out this person, he will be replaced. The school is a bureaucracy. If I am incapacitated, or they finally figure out that really I shouldn't be teaching here, so they replace me. You already filled out the culture survey. It's too late. It's too late. So they finally figure out he's a dangerous person. So they
finally. So what do you mean?
They replace me. Tomorrow there will be someone else. But that's why your family is not a bureaucracy. You don't get a new dad.
Well,
that's really up.
You're not my dad. The point here is ISIS is a bureaucracy.
I'm not going to call it.
But it is also a global idea. It's sort of like America. America is more than the land we live on. America is an idea. I introduced that term to you. McDonaldization, Walmartization. Same thing.
America's your mom.
I don't think so.
The other thing I'll say, as far as this slide is concerned, and then we are going to shift gears since this is a shorter one, and I do have something that I want us to think about, and that is this. It is a centralized organization, whereas Al-Qaeda was and is a confederate organization. ISIS is centralized, and Al-Qaeda is decentralized. Do you understand?
Yes. What's that mean?
That? The word that?
Yeah.
You're annoying me. Right? ISIS has a very centralized leadership. Decisions are made by the leader, handed down, handed down, handed down, very centralized. Al-Qaeda was more decentralized. You could create your own cell and you could engage in terrorist acts. And then what you would do is you would notify the Al-Qaeda leadership, hey, did you see that explosion in Spain? We did that. Yeah. Right? In other words, from the bottom up, it is a grassroots organization. Al-Qaeda top down. Sorry, Al-Qaeda bottom up. ISIS, top down. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm contrasting ISIS and Al-Qaeda. They're two competing groups. They've actually fought against each other, even though they seem to have a common goal. They don't always have a common goal. Okay. One more slide. Done. Just know these people. Now, this is Osama bin Laden, and you might think, well, he was in Al-Qaeda. How can he be considered an important person in ISIS? And that is because he's a hero, right? Look what he did. He died for his cause. He's on the Mount Rushmore of ISIS. Mount ISIS.
Mount ISIS.
He's on the Mount Rushmore. He's on the ISIS version of Mount Rushmore.
Mount
ISIS. He's on there. Okay.
Mount ISIS.
You are now looking at the founder of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which became ISIS, al-Zarqawi. And I say here he's the founder, sort of, and that is because for reasons that I'll explore now. And here's our current leader, Mr. al-Baghdadi, and he is a caliph, which means when he rules, the area under his control is a caliphate. Okay, and he wants his caliphate to be larger. Mr. Baghdadi. So he's still alive. He's still considered the leader of ISIS. Any questions before we shift gears?
What's ISIS?
Take that back. Okay, I'm going to divide you into thirds. You are going to be a 1 or a 2 or a 3. Please remember your number. Don't forget your number. Please remember your number. Also, don't forget your number.
What's my number?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Jack, you're at 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Hold on, you're at 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. So ones, will you do me the favor of taking your stuff with you? Go to those 2 desks right there. Push the desks together. Okay, 2s, you're going to meet at those 2 desks. Push them together. And 3s, right here.
Hey.
Just count us 3 check over here. 2, 3. Listen up.
Wait, where'd you say ones are going?
Where do 4s go?
There were no 4s.
What was my number again? 5?
Very fun.
Did he say?
1s, 2s, 3s.
Actually, we're gonna have to like switch to
Let's win this. What's up, Andre? What's up? I mean,
Well, I'm going to hire you a leader. Everybody gets one of these bad boys. You have You're the leader. Everybody gets one of these.
Really? Yeah.
3s, you don't get anything. I'm going to be sitting with you and giving you instructions. Okay, so Will and Kaylee are designated point men for your group. Each one of you should be getting a copy of a very, very current article. So what happened was that a couple days ago, this just happened a couple days ago, President Trump pardoned a veteran that fought in Iraq. And so what you need to do is read the article. Those of you who have it, so group 1 and group 3, you have an article. It's only about a page long. And I am going to assign this group, you will be assigned the task of convincing somebody from this group that Trump was right when he pardoned that Iraqi war veteran for the crime he was not only accused of, but convicted of. Trump pardoned him. He was right to do so, says that group. You have that article to base it on, also your own brains. This group over here, you will be arguing that Trump should not have pardoned the Iraqi war veteran. you've got that article. You certainly are welcome to go beyond that article. One person from that group will be facing one person from this group before one person from this group. Multiple stations going on at the same time. Okay, this will not happen today. This will not even happen tomorrow. It will happen next week. Okay, so that means there are two little things going on next week. One is your conspiracy theory, which is totally optional. And then the second one is this little in-class discussion going on. Okay, are there any questions? Right, there's really, I'm not talking anymore after this. You're in your group because I would suggest that you read the article and then come up with some common strategies, common things that you want to argue. And then there's the computer lab right back there. How many of you are done with the tests that have been assigned to you? Vietnam paper, second paper, all these other things that are assigned to you. That's all within your world. Let me give you guys another test in just a second here. Okay, any questions? So you don't need to stay at your table right now. I just want, one other thing, leaders, will you please give me a piece of paper, everybody in your group. Okay, first and last name. All right. This group, your task, and have any of you been judges before? Okay, so it's the same thing. You need to create a 3-column list. Who from this group will be taken out, who from that group, and 4 who from this group. So one person from here, that's number 1. One person from there, that's number 1 in column 2. And one person from this group, that's column 3. 1, 1, 1. You understand? Okay. And my suggestion is kind of make it fair. You know, these people, don't put some brilliant person over here against somebody who's not really all that motivated. Okay. And I'll take that.
What I miss?
Oh, so you're a 2. You'll be over there. And I think you have this.